Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So I got something here on Twitter. It says the media turn has begun. The gap is narrowing. Trump's threats have subsided and Mr. Poilievre competes better. Canadians are now more inclined to say Pierre Poilievre outperformed expectations compared to Mark Carney. And this is from Global, so let's have a look here.
Until Election Day, new Ipsos polling done exclusively for Global News shows the gap between the Liberals and Conservatives is narrowing. The Conservatives now sitting at 38% nationally. The Liberals, though, still hold a 3-point lead over the Tories. The NDP has 12% of the vote, while the Bloc sits at 5% and the Greens at 2%. In terms of who Canadians believe would make the best Prime Minister, 41% chose Mark Carney, while 36% chose Pierre Poilievre. Jagmeet Singh coming in at a distant third with 11%.
Donald Trump and his constant threats to Canada seem to have subsided over the last few days, particularly the last week and a half. And as a result of that, the importance that issue has had in the campaign has started to decline. And Mr. Poilievre competes better when we're not focused on Mr. Trump.
When it comes to debate performance, Canadians were more inclined to say Poilievre outperformed expectations compared to Mark Carney, with 25% indicating the Conservative leader exceeded expectations, while 21% believe he fell short. Conversely, 21% believe Mark Carney underperformed, compared to 14% who felt he surpassed expectations.
So look at that, right? Let's go back to the polling information here. They showed, get this guy out of here. Okay, so the best Prime Minister, so 36% for Pierre Poilievre, 41% for Mark Carney. And the lady did say that this was a poll done by Ipsos specifically for Global News. Now, if that means Global News' viewers and Pierre Poilievre's at 36% with global viewers, Mark Carney's in big trouble. Now, I don't know if that's the case, right? Just says this poll was conducted by Ipsos, surveyed 1,000 people, voters between April 17th and 19th. It has a margin of error plus about 3.8%, 19 times out of 20. So again, we're in margin, or roughly within margin of error here, just 5 points. Now again, who do they put these polls out to? If it was specifically done for Global, and this is what Global News voters are saying, which I don't know if it's true or not, but if that is true, Mark Carney's done. We all know that people overwhelmingly who watch mainstream media are going to vote Liberal. That being said, I think the Bloc's going to perform a little bit better than that. These 5% here for Maxime Bernier, you're idiots. And just so you know that, and if you do actually vote 5% for Maxime Bernier, you're helping the Liberals. I don't understand how you guys don't understand that. Your leader sucks. He's weak. He's a coward. And he just wants revenge on the Conservative Party. Because he wants them to be super conservative like he is, and Canada isn't ready for that. They're just not. Like American style conservatism, they're not ready for that. I don't know if they will be, and I'm not even saying that's a good or bad thing. I'm just saying that's not happening right now, clearly. But this 5% should be going over to here. This guy, this clown Maxime Bernier, isn't going to win a seat. You're literally giving away your vote for nothing. But either way, I picked on Maxime Bernier enough times. It is fun, though, so I'll probably keep doing it later. But so going back to this number, this graph here, debate performance versus expectation. So Mark Carney at 14%, better than expected, but 21% was like, oh, he didn't perform very well. And look at Pierre Poilievre. Right? Carney's -7, Pierre's +4. Look at, oh my God. Like I almost wonder, is Jagmeet Singh purposely tanking this just to help the Liberals? I really wouldn't put it past him. He knows he's finished. And then 17% worse than expected for Yves-François Blanchet. That surprises me a little bit. But either way, I think that a lot of people didn't watch the French debate, and Pierre Poilievre kind of took over during the English debate. He did very, very well. Kept nice and calm and cool and collected. I know he wasn't like an attack dog like he was against Jean Charest, which I would rather. I like that style way better because he embarrassed Jean Charest. But if he did that style of debate, the Liberal Party would be, oh, see, look, he's just like Trump. He's mean. He's an attack dog, blah, 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 blah. So I think he was smart playing it cool and collected, and it's clearly helped him. So this is great news. Again, we don't know who they poll, what kind of polling demographics is this from, but they did say specifically for global. If that's the case, you're going to see, and again, I want to be very specific, if that is the case, Liberals are in big, big trouble. Not to mention, again, you're watching the Pierre Poilievre rally today, the plebs covering it, all these young men are showing up, and he asks every single one that he talks to, have you ever been polled? They're all saying no. Are they telling the truth? Well, probably, because young blue-collar men often don't get polled because they're usually the lowest voting demographic. But if they decide to show up en masse, we're going to take our country back with a conservative blue wave. And you could even see a majority, which I really, really hope so. I really hope we can get that because we need it. A minority isn't enough. Now, to be fair, could they get some help from the bloc to get some bills? Sure, but I don't want any help from other parties. I want the Conservatives to have a majority so they can get done what they need to get done. And that way, after 4 years, they can say, hey, look at the dent we've put in the damage that the Liberal Party has created. Give us another 4 years, we'll do even better. We'll continue to do better. That's what the Conservatives need. Because if they don't, if Pierre Poilievre does not hold his promises, that's actually when you could see the PPC start to really gain some momentum and gain some seats, because I think more people would move over to him if there was proof that Conservatives and Pierre Poilievre was just like the Liberals, which I don't think he's going to be because I don't think he's that stupid. But either way, let me know what you think. What do these stats mean to you? Do you think it's important? Do you think it means anything at all? Do you think Pierre was up the whole time anyway, but the polls were just skewed? Let me know what you think. Please don't be shy. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps grow the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back shortly with a new video.